there everybody and welcome. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that I'm recording this video with both of the teacher and the student view. With the way that this lesson was created using Nearpod, both views were necessary in order to see the full scope of this lesson. So, with that said, let's begin. So, today we're going to be talking about main topic and key details. What is the first thing you guys see on the screen here? That's right, it's a cat, a little kitten. So if I were to ask you to describe this little kitten, a lot of words might come to your mind, but some that came to my mind were small, furry, and white. All of these three descriptive words can be considered key details or supporting details to our main topic. And our main topic here is the kitten. All right, so before we dive any further, we're going to go ahead and address our I can statements. Through this lesson, students are going to be able to develop some skills, and this is where our I can statements come in. As a student, I can understand the main topic and main idea of the text. I can support the main idea by retelling key details. Ooh, look at this delicious dessert. All right, so take a look at it for a second. What do you notice? What do you see there? I'll give you just a second, but I want you to collect some descriptive words that you could use to describe this dessert. Do you have a few in your head? All right, well, let's talk about it. When I looked at this dessert, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my goodness, it is chocolatey. Look at all that chocolate. And not only is there chocolate on there, it's dripping down the side. I also noticed the sprinkles, so colorful. Did you notice something different? Well, you might have, and that's okay. Your detail is a key detail too, if you can prove it in the picture. So some other things that you could have possibly seen that I didn't notice, there are cherries. It looks like there's a waffle cone in the back that may be crunchy. It looks like it's melting a little bit. All of those are key details that can be supported by proving it here in the picture. So we're going to go ahead and watch a video about main idea. Main idea is important. It allows us to understand what the text is about. It's not always text, but in general, we are focusing on the main ideas in text, but it can be the main idea of a picture. We had a main idea that was the kitten. We had a main idea that was a dessert just a moment ago. And so when we look at pictures or when we read text, there always is a main idea. And there should always be supporting details that support that main idea. So that's what this video is going to be about. Inside of this video, there are going to be a few moments where we're going to stop and answer some questions. So that's when you, as the class, are going to need to participate. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in.
What is main idea? More importantly, how can understanding main idea make me a better reader and writer? Let's get started. Main idea is the most important point an author is making when writing. What? Huh? Maybe it will be easier to understand if I show you. The main idea is the most important thought about the topic. The topic is the person, place, thing, or idea being written about. Let's read a short paragraph and see if we can find the main idea. My dog Hope is the best dog in the world. She always comes when I call her. She loves to swim and go hiking with me. Best of all, Hope is there for me if I'm having a bad day or feeling sad. First, we need to know the topic. What person, place, thing, or idea is this paragraph about?
So the paragraph we just read, what is the main topic of that paragraph? All right. Awesome. So it looks like everybody selected Hope the dog. Very good. You're right. It is about Hope the dog. Our main topic of that paragraph is about Hope the dog.
Of course, it's about Hope.
Good job, guys.
Topic. Next, we need to find the main idea. So what is the most important point this paragraph makes about Hope? Let's read the paragraph again. My dog Hope is the best dog in the world. She always comes when I call her. She loves to swim and go hiking with me. Best of all, hope is there for me if I'm having a bad day or feeling sad. While we were reading, I noticed some additional information about hope. She always comes when she is called. She loves to swim and go hiking, and she is there when having a bad day or feeling sad. These sentences are supporting details. A supporting detail provides information that explains, defines, or proves the main idea.
All right, so again, supporting details explain, define, and prove the main idea. Good job.
So now it's easy to see that my dog Hope is the best dog in the world is the main idea of this paragraph. Every sentence in the paragraph talks about Hope's good qualities. The supporting details explain why Hope is the best dog in the world. So the main idea is what the writing is all about. Yes, and the main idea is in the first sentence. Well, often the main idea can be found in the first sentence, but not always.
All right, so that was a quick one, but it's very important to acknowledge. So is this true or false? True means yes, that's right, or false means no, that's not right. The main idea will always be in the first sentence. What do you guys think? All right, so it looks like everybody said no. The main idea isn't always in the first sentence, and that's correct. The main idea sometimes can be found in the middle of the paragraph. It can be found at the end of the paragraph. It's not always in that first sentence. You have to be able to read that paragraph and find out what the main topic is, but it's not always going to be given to you right in the first sentence. So that's really good to know.
Let's look at another example. Remember, the main idea is the most important thought about a topic, and the topic is the person, place, thing, or idea being written about. Ross was dirty, wet, and cold. The rain poured down from the dreary sky. Ross was having a terrible day. He woke up late, then he missed the bus. He tried to ride his bike to school, but he hit a bump, lost control, and fell in a mud puddle. Ross began to cry. First, we need to find the topic. What person, place, thing, or idea is this paragraph about?
What is the topic of the story? Is it about rainy days, Ross, or Ross's bike? All right, that's right. Yes, it is about Ross. That's the main topic of our story.
Of course, it's about Ross. He's the topic. Next, we need to think about the main idea. So what is the most important point this paragraph makes about Ross? Let's read the paragraph again. When we read, we need to notice the supporting details. Remember, supporting details are sentences with additional information that explain, define, or prove the main idea. We need to find the details the author gives us about Ross. Ross was dirty, wet, and cold. The rain poured down from the dreary sky. Ross was having a terrible day. He woke up late, then he missed the bus. He tried to ride his bike to school, but he hit a bump, lost control, and fell in a mud puddle. Ross began to cry. While we were reading, I noticed some additional information about Ross.
So, what is it that you guys saw that happened to Ross? What is the detail that you noticed? Somebody said he woke up late. That's good. Somebody also said that he missed the bus. Both of those are great supporting details. They're found in our paragraph and they relate to Ross. So, yes, good job, guys. Both of those are great details to list.
He was dirty, wet, and cold. It was raining. He woke up late. He missed the bus. He took his bike to school, but he hit a bump and fell in a mud puddle. Then he started to cry. The author gives many supporting details about Ross, and all of these details prove to us the most important thought about Ross, the main idea. Ross was having a terrible day. So the main idea is that Ross was having a bad day, and the supporting details explain why. Exactly. Understanding the main idea is important when you read, but main idea is also essential when you write.
And before we get into writing about our main topics with supporting details, we're going to go ahead and read a nonfiction passage about George Washington. With this, we're going to identify the topic, the main idea, and one supporting detail that supports the main idea. All right, so I'll go ahead and read it. George Washington. George Washington was very important. He was born on February 22nd. He went to a military school and learned how to lead troops. First, he led for the British. He later led for the Americans. The British wanted to rule America. He helped America become independent. People were happy to have him. He became the first president of the United States. George helped start the country. He helped with laws. George stepped down because he did not want to lead for life. Other presidents did the same. George Washington started a tradition. So I'm going to stop reading right there. There are a lot of supporting details in that chunk that I just read, so it'll be easy to find some. So now what I would like you to do as a student is take a second, and I want you to identify in red what the main topic is. In green, you will highlight or underline the main idea. And then in blue, you will select the one supporting detail that supports the main idea. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started on that. Again, red is going to be for topic, green will be for main idea, and then we're going to do blue for supporting details for the main idea that you selected. All right. So while we're waiting for everybody to complete this, I just want to acknowledge that within this paragraph that we read, well, there's two paragraphs there that we read, there's a lot of information. There is only one correct main idea, but there are a lot of supporting details. So with that said, everybody may have a different answer, and that's okay. That is a-okay. All right, just one more second. Let's take a look at what everybody was saying here. All right, so let's see. It looks like Christine's done. So Christine said that George Washington is the main topic. In green, she underlined the main idea, which is George Washington was very important. And then for her supporting detail, she selected that he helped with laws. That sounds pretty important to me. I don't think people who are not important make laws, right? You have to be important to do that. All right, let's see what Logan said. So Logan also said George Washington is the main topic. George Washington was very important, which is our main idea. And notice there it is in the first sentence. This one gave it to us right away. Sometimes it's not like that, but in this one it was. So what supporting detail did Logan select? He said that George Washington helped America become independent. Wow, so yeah, that's a really good detail too, and that supports our main idea that George Washington was very important. He was important because he helped America become independent. That is hugely important. So good job, Christine, and good job, Logan. You guys both had different answers for your supporting detail, and that's awesome because both of you are correct. Good job. So moving on here, the last thing we're going to do, I'm going to have you guys do a fill in the blank. We've talked about what the main idea is, what the main topic is, and what supporting details are. So go ahead and take a second and just go ahead and fill that out. So the first one says, the person, place, or thing a piece of writing is about. The second one says, the most important statement made about a topic. And the last one says, explain, describe, and prove the main idea. All right, perfect. So it looks like you guys did really well in finding what the answers were there. So that comes to the end of our lesson. And yes, we did it. Good job on that. So now you should be able to understand the main topic and the main idea of a text, and you should also be able to support the main idea by retelling key details. All right, guys. Thank you for sitting through this lesson with me.